All right, everybody, welcome inside the Mind of Matt. I am live on the 4th of July Eve. I got the Piper next to me, a couple cameras set up, some parts to install, and I am going to build some more of this printer, and hopefully during the live stream I will get this thing up and running. Oh, I gotta turn that down because that's gonna be playing over there. Alright, we got Walter from Country 3D, Apocalypse Survivor, Red Light, John, I'm not even going to try your last name. Wait. Durgenstein, maybe. Shom from Askewed View 3D and Willie's 3D. How we doing, guys? Anybody else want to say hello? Let me know how the audio sounds and how my video looks. Hello, Mike. How are ya? I'm going to show you what I got going on here. Hopefully these cameras are acting up a little bit. Okay, there we go. There's a top view of where I'm going to be working at. And as soon as this camera stops acting up, there we go. That, what you're looking at, is my bed. I'm going to show you something else that's going to go on top of it. This is just a template that I printed out that Alex, the designer, it was actually like 10 millimeters thick, but I just printed a nice little thin little piece so I can use as a template to lay out on my holes. And I've got a 2 foot by 2 foot mirror that I had specially cut. And that will be my printing surface. It will not be a heated bed. I will be printing with PLA for the most part. And I've got my PLA adhesion to glass with no heat down. Really good, because that's how my castle is. Let's see. I'm gonna switch cameras here real quick. All right. So, one of my ideas was magnets, but I didn't want to. I didn't want the extra weight from the metal, but then it turns out that that glass is actually pretty heavy. You might end up just getting another piece of MRP and make a a 2-part bed, and then just do some tape or something like that. But I was looking for some big suction cups, and at Walmart, this is what I could find. It's for the shower, but it's got some pretty big suction cups. I'm going to detach them from this. They've got a hole in it, so I'm going to, through the FRP, I'm going to screw holes with this, and then this is going to actually hold my glass down. What do you think of my idea, huh? Let me know in the chat if you think it's going to work. Otherwise, I got some magnets, but I'm going to go with this idea to start and see what happens. But I've done a little bit of work behind the scenes. I got back from Earth and made a bunch of videos, and it's kind of been occupying my time. I've also been doing some printing for some a filament review, kind of behind the scenes, getting that ready to do a filament review. So I have been working on some things behind the scenes. A couple little things that I wanted to show and then talk about that. And this is not in any way, shape, or form a bad design in any way, shape, or form. But there are some things, because it's, some guy designed it in his house and put it up on Thingiverse and he's trying to market it. There are some things that are kind of unclear in the instructions and in the build and in the pictures. And that's why I was hoping that by making, some build videos and exposing this printer for anybody else that wants to build it, that they'll have some ideas as to what to use and where to put things and stuff like that. A couple of those things are going to be the belts and the end stops. And what I'm going to also show is my version of the extruder. The original design is actually all the 3D parts for what's called a Wayne's extruder. I believe, don't quote me on that, but it's Wayne something, or Wade, W-A-D-E, I believe. And it's basically a bunch of gears working and extruding through a V6, E3D V6. What I have put is the Titan extruder on. Let me move this camera here real quick. Kind of give you a different view here real quick. Let's see. That camera right there, I believe. Give it a second to load. Oh, not that one. This one. So, as you see here, I've got the E3D. Well, okay, no, excuse me. This is a tough extruder. And it has a volcano on it. I'll get a better view here in a second. Let me jump over here. Kind of explain what I've done. Oh, look at my sign. Oh, look at that. But anyways, the Titan and the Tough are basically the same thing. This is the direct heat sink. It would be basically a Titan Aero, but it is the Tough extruder from th3d.com or th3 Studios. Also got his bed leveler on it, so this will be completely auto bed leveling. And let's see, I've got this mount is actually a Titan Aero extruder mount for a CR10. And what I did is Alex also provided a bunch of his CAD drawings for this, as well as the bed. That's where I got this from, in order to be able to map it out where my screws line up. But he provided the screw line out drawing for basically the mount, and I took that and this, and in Fusion 360 I kind of made this conversion block. This is version 1. I actually, on version 2, these holes, 3 holes here, actually are the ones that mount to this, and I put a larger countersink so that the head of the bolt, the screw like this, would actually be completely flush. So that's what I ended up with, and it seems like it's pretty good. Now while I'm here, I'm going to talk about and show you guys real quick how these belts get mounted up, because once again it wasn't really self-explanatory. But this black part on top is a part, obviously, amongst the 3D printed parts that you had to print. And it's basically a tie wrap with a tie wrap to a tie wrap so that you can get your orientation changed. And then I've got the idler bearing down here, my extruder, or my stepper down here, and it attaches on both sides the same way. And you know, you get it to the point where it's really tight, and then you can actually use the tie wraps as a belt tensioning device. So, and then of course the bed. There's this is the 3D printed part, and 2 screws go right into the center of the bed, and then of course all these holes would match up, and that's why I've got this template. Excuse me, sorry for the camera work, but this is the template that basically lines right up, and I'm going to use this to mark the holes on that, and I'm going to drill it and then mount that up. So, but then I've got, so I'm basically going through my checklist with you guys here real quick. So, I've got to mount the bed, I've got to mount my end stops, I've got to load the Pi with Octoprint, I've got to wire everything up to the board, then I've got to, you know, do all the configurations that I need to change for my Marlin version, and then I've got to flash it, check everything, make sure it's all going in the right direction, and I should be able to get this thing printed without too much effort. I'll get to the chat. I know I can see things happening in chat, so give me a second to explain what I've got going on, and then I'll check and see what's going on in the chat. But somewhere here I have the parts for, these are my end stops. I actually got a 10-pack so that I could, you know, do my X and my Y. My Z is going to be done by the sensor, but I'm going to be putting a filament runout sensor on this as well. And then I got a bunch of extras so that I'm going to go back and end up installing one on Mr. CR10 and Mr. Mo over there. So I got something printing over there. It's for a filament review, but I'm going to give you a little hint. It is a very recent print by Askewed View 3D, and it has all kinds of numbers and stuff like that. Oh wait, look, it's in the slicer right there. Haha. That's all you're going to get. Everything else you're going to have to wait for. But anyways, let me sit down here real quick. We'll go through the chat, see what's going on, and then we'll proceed with getting some of this build done. Alright, let's see. Okay, got a 10 people watching, it looks like. Oh, yeah, 10 people. Hit that smash button. Thank you very much. And just show them, just so you know, that I actually took that model and printed it once, and I printed it flat, and the arms broke, like right at the shoulders. I ended up bringing it into, before I did this, I ended up bringing it into 3D Builder and fixing it. There was some errors in it, and it fixed it, and then I ended up reslicing it and printing it again. And it much larger. But when I asked you what the scale was that you printed, is because when I loaded it onto in my slicer, it was the size of this nut in the center of my CR10 build. So I ended up scaling it up to 1,000%, I think, and I printed it flat, and then it like I said, the arms broke off, but then I ended up trying to check it for errors, and I found an error, fixed it, and now I got it printing up. And then when I printed on the build plate, it was the size of this. So then I ended up blowing it up to 300 millimeters tall, including to the top of the antenna. It's going to be 300 millimeters. So anyways, let's go. It's you're also printing. Oh, Apocalypse Survivor is printing it as well. Nice. Found some arm plugs. Okay. Hey, Matt. This is Matt. Try not to troll you too hard, because he'll troll you back. Okay. Not sure about that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to, let me go to, studio mode. Okay. So we're gonna go over, and first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark out the bed. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we'll see about how it mounts up. So, anyways, let me get my marking utensil. I'm just trying to get it centered as much as possible. So I got 195 there. 195 there. That was first try. I had to set that thing right in the center. 180. Ooh. 190. Okay. Alright, looks like that's center, so it is, well, I can't judge that because I didn't measure this, but that's where center is. I'm just going to mark all these holes. I do have there's a carpenter that's on one of the jobs. He's actually got a shop bot, but he said it wasn't running, and he lives about 45 minutes away from me, and I'm really kind of in a, not really a rush, but I really want to get this thing printing. So, ta-da! I don't know how well you can see that. Measure twice, cut, or drill once. That's right. Okay, so that looks like a good size to me. Okay, now to prop this up. Oh, I didn't plan this part out. Pardon me while I figure out what I'm going to prop this up with. So that I don't drill through my nice gable. Desk slash workstation. And away we go. Now, pardon me. All right. So what I'm really going to try to do is get a good idea as to what side. I don't want to have to channel out this entire groove. So what I'm going to try to do is see where it lines up the best. And of course, I'm looking at black on black. So there we go. Put the outside of those, inside of those, and let's measure. Where did my measuring go? So y'all kind of follow along with what I'm doing. Maybe. Say about 5 millimeters in. Okay, so, and that was basically looking at it like that. On to choose the more bubbles. So I know Apocalypse Survivor, he says he's printing the R5. Anybody else printing anything? It's just the center ones. Boom. Good evening, 3D Medic Vince. Oh, somebody's printing a hanger printer, huh? I wanted to do one of them, but the place I live just does not have the facilities for that. And then after hearing the headaches that Chris went through, I decided not to attempt it at this point in my life. Sorry about making you look at my butt. Not perfect, but that's a washer before, right? Actually, I have to find the right screws for this. Because it's a big one. There we go. Alright, so this hole is a little bit too small for the size nuts, or bolts I should say, that I need. So we shall make them a little bigger. Now, if you haven't been following along, everything that I printed for this, the part or the print itself, of all PETG. If you ever tried to drill PETG, it drills out really nice. Just gotta find the right size drill bit. Not trying to overgo or overdo it from the get-go. And still some wiggle room. That's the ticket. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're not going to believe what I just did. Just dumped all those nuts and bolts all over the floor. You guys want to see the mess I just made? The good thing is, when I got this package, it was completely shuffled. 300 and some screw pieces, and they were all scrambled. Got my Irv stickers all over. Oh, man. So you always keep a magnet around. Ta-da! Yep, I got a magnet, a big one. Sorry about this, guys. If I don't take care of this mess, I'll be walking on nuts and bolts all night long. Hey, that was actually pretty quick. Dog hair and all. Woo. Don't ever buy a husky. Okay. Where was I? Here we are. See if I got the right stuff now. This guy and this guy. There's actually, I don't know if you could see it, but places for the nuts to sit in there. Did I not drill it out big enough? I guess I didn't. Make sure. Yeah, that's a feather. But I don't think they're gonna be long enough. Alright, we're going to have to go to a different size. doesn't make me happy right there. I sworn I had the right ones. Darn it! Alright. Anyways, alright, let's get some of this stuff out from underneath here. Now, we need to put a couple of these guys here. I think well, alright, before I attach this, I've got to figure out where I can activate my limit switch. Okay, bear with me here. Whew, that just got hot. Alright, what's going on in chat, everybody? Hey, Dan's here. How we doing? That's Dan Salvador from Tesla Filament. Pardon me while I make some adjustments here real quick. Make this a little bit more theatrical. Alright, so what I need to figure out is I've got my limit switches, and we've got to get mounted up somehow to this frame. Now, when I talked to Alex, he said that he used hot glue. I have that option, but I was hoping for a better solution. So here's my limit switches. And I don't have a very long wire, so my curiosity is, you know, I'm mounted up here on the frame. Let's see if I can get a better idea as to what I'm looking at. So I've got to put a limit switch here, so that, you know, when this comes over, it's going to hit it. And in order to get it mounted up somewhere, I need a surface. And there isn't one. So therefore, I'm not sure exactly how to do it. Almost needs to be on the actual rod itself. But how do I mount one of these up? So that lines up. Alex, I wish you were here. And a man. This might actually be... It's not at the right angle. So I almost think I have to design something just to be able to mount this up. I've actually got to be able to hit this right there. Alright, so let's move on to the next thing on the list. So I'm not going to mount the bed until I figure out, well, let's mount the bed. Let's see if it's going to line up. How'd you get there? Okay, that's out of the way a little bit more now. Some hair. Hey, I found it. Sorry if I'm not being real talkative. Got to concentrate. Randy, welcome aboard. I see Tony, my buddy, made it. One screw. Two screws. I put some long ones in there. Once again, there's a captive spot built into the 3D model that I'm using the next size down, so it's just kind of gonna not be exactly the right hardware that I needed. I actually used a bunch for the OpenRC project, and I never really got to replenish them. Well, this is just going to be a temporary kind of setup anyways. What's going on in the chat? Anybody? Walter, are you taking off? Good night, buddy. Maybe we'll see you guys in a little, or see you in a little bit. All right. That part lines up. Next, we got to see if we can get one of the bearings to line up. I knew the bed was going to be the biggest obstacle about a printer this big. Now, if I had just done a little bit smaller, then I might not be having some of these issues, but yeah. Wow. Butterfingers. One more. Oh. Hey, look at that. I can see. Oh, come on. I know you can't see what I'm working on here, but there's like little slots for the nuts to go in. And then gotta line up the hole with two planes that I really can't see. Oh, ha ha! Lost my nut. Oh. Oh, yes, use the force. You got jokes all day, man. Nothing but jokes from you. Funny guy, huh? How big did you print that? Oh, about this big. Thanks, guy. That was helpful. Okay. You there. You there. Oh, tell me my screw's just a little too short. Oh, there's one. Oh, da, 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 da. Okay. Back to the tweezers. Bring me in. Hold on. We're going to get closer. You see me under here? It's like working on a Japanese car. Oh, man. I almost think I need to be higher. Man, it's like my screws are just like a tad bit too short. I might have to go with a metric version. This is not making me happy here. And you know, I don't know if you guys have done any shopping for hardware, but it's like expensive, man. I'm going to do a little countersink here. Okay. Did it make a difference? Believe it or not, it did. Okay. That's 2 lined up. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do I think I need 8, 10, 12 screws holding this plate down, or you think I'm good with like 6? Tell me what you think. Got a machine for Christmas. It's got an X, Y, and Z. I put it all together, and now I'm printing things. I've got a printer, a 3-dimensional kind. And now I want to print all these things. Hey, how come you guys didn't watch my video on a 3D printed song? Huh? Can anybody help me out answering that? $150 views. Okay, that one doesn't line up good. Two, 3 screws in each block. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So my holes don't quite line up on this side, which is not a huge deal. Because we can make the holes bigger. Boop. Let's see what we get there, partner. I'm still here. Everybody's still here. How many people hanging out with me today? Still got 11 of you guys. Yes, I could actually sleep on this bed. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the live stream. This is a big bed and a big printer, and it's been fun trying to manipulate it and work on it. Alright, let's see if I get this to line up this time. Oh, I got one. I got one. I just need to get maybe one more. Oh, I think I got another one. Alright. Now, the only thing I didn't really do, though, is tighten my bearings. Which is probably going to be something I'm going to have to do when I get it finally moving, tweak to the right directions and everything. And I know that this is not going to be a fast printer, but there we go. I don't print fast. I don't know about you guys. I prefer a nice and slow, steady pace. There she be. Now, alright, I did forget to mention one thing in my list that I just remembered. Let's get it close up. And that is, so this package is a cooling fan, which is going to get mounted up right in front there. And then I've got I'm gonna have to put an end on this guy, which is my extruder cooling fan, and part of the wiring process. So while I'm out here, let's do it. It's gonna be bigger. Oh yeah. The same one, not the same one. Not quite lining up, Judah. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? I don't know. I haven't had a plan come together in a while. Okay. I've got to make a bigger hole. Make a bigger hole. I gotta make a bigger hole. See, the reason I'm doing this live stream as well, just so that you guys have an understanding, to have to try to film what I'm doing and edit out what needed to be edited out would have been a much bigger deal than just doing a live stream. So here we are, hanging out on the YouTubes. I don't know about you guys, but I am hot up here in New York. There we go. Finally, we have contact. Alright. Turn this fan up a little bit. I'm going to take a moment here, catch up on some of the chat. Yes, it is a big volume. 500 by 500. Yeah, that was just an empty box, by the way. As far as the Raspberry box. Let's see. Three screws in each box, then Matt will be sleeping on that bed. Okay, I pretty much have, Jack says it's late. Oh, he's late. Hope he didn't miss much. No, you didn't miss much. But I am hot, just so you know. Anyways, let's see. So, Alex, if you're still there, I would really like, I gotta grab my phone. Let me grab my phone, because he sent me some pictures of how he had it hooked up on the bed. And alright, so you got like a block on there on the pipe, and I just can't. Oh yes, alright, let's talk about the Raspberry Pi hat real quick. Thank you, Apocalypse. But I'm a dummy, and I just was not plugging it into the right spot, but in the video it wouldn't fit, but I got it to fit. So that's a close-up of the, trying to get the right angle, of the Pi hat, and it's actually already plugged into the Pi. So yes, I still plan on using that. And even though I'm not going to be using all of its capabilities, the main one is that I'm gaining access to this power supply without having to cut any wires. Because if I showed you the power supply that I've got on my ANET, you'd be disgusted. So, anyways, let me just catch up on something here real quick, just to make sure everything is going good on the live side. Catch a fetch drink. And it's just moving slow, so I'm just going to let it go. So, yep. Somebody actually made a suggestion in the comments about how to plug it in, and shortly after the video aired, I got that comment, messed around with it a little bit, and was able to actually get it functioning. So, on my list of things, I got the bed mounted. Now, I didn't have the fan on there, so I do have the fan on there now. I will have to make some extension cables for that, as well as do some DuPont connectors for my fan connection. Man, I almost want to I almost want to hook things up right now and try to get it moving and making sure everything's in the right direction. But without the end stops hooked up, I have no way of actually telling whether or not. So let me think here real quick. What do you guys think? Should I... Let's see. You're going to redo the V2. The only thing I'm going to redo to the V2 is I'm going to be adding a filament runout sensor. Otherwise, man, that thing is printing awesome right now. Shorten end stop pins. Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, he was talking in that video is that is something that they have or they're working on, but it's not completely implemented yet. But don't quote me on that. I do have, like I said, I do have to mess with the Pi and get the plugin running. But I mean, I just want to be able to print with it, you know, get that power on, get it to the ramps board, and then that's pretty much it. So to test it running, shorten end stop pins. Yeah, I mean, I could test it like that. Let's see. I got the ramps here. I could go connecting everything up, but I have to do a little bit of messing around with the firmware. This is my plan, guys. Just so you know that tomorrow is the 4th of July, but it's also my girlfriend's birthday. So I will be going out and do a little bit of celebrating, and I won't be live streaming that night. But I planned on live streaming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, working on this printer, trying to get it finished. So in between those days, I've got, you know, responsibilities that I have to take care of. But behind the scenes, I'll be getting my script ready, or my sketches ready for. Oh, excuse me, I suddenly got the hiccups. Getting my firmware settings ready. Drunk stream. No, I won't be doing a drunk stream. Let's see. What could we do? What could we do? Well, let's get these I'm going to do some DuPont connections. So let's see the view on that guy there. Yeah, that would be a nice close-up. All right. What we've got is a DuPont crimper. I've got a DuPont kit. Has male crimps. And female crimps. And I'm going to put an end on this end. This right here, let's see, there we go. This is for my extruder fan. So, what I will do is I will crimp them on. Get that ready. I believe I got some spare wires somewhere here and there. I'll be able to extend it and get it all the way over to the where the motherboard is. Another one of those containers that I dumped. And finding the right one that I need. One. Looks like I'm running low on 2s. Might have to go with 3s. Yep. Or I could go with some 4s and make it one connector. Haha. No. Alright. So. There's one. There's 2. Sometimes they're a little tough to get into the holes. Push it till it clicks. Come on, get in your hole. Get in there. Stay. What is the matter with you, my friend? One does not want to stay in its groove. Okay. And a DuPont. It's only two, but all I had was three, so. And this guy here, he's already got an end on it. So I will leave that on it. Alright, so pretty much everything on the head is here. Except for I got extra wire because it's a camera wire. Alright, so I got my stepper motor, got my heater cartridge, got my thermistor, got my bed leveling wire, got my part cooling fan, and I got my extruding, my hot end cooling fan. So, pretty much that's ready to hook up to the board. Shall we? We shall. Let me clean up my mess here. Put my DuPonts away. Okay. So, let's look at some limit switching. So, this guy here. Oh, here's my cooling fan shroud. Doesn't fit. No. We'll have to rework that because this is meant for a regular E3D and I have the Volcano on it. So I will have to definitely do some more designing for this thing, and I will eventually share what I have done, because like I said, I designed the conversion block, and Alex, if you're still here, I'm gonna design something for mounting up these end stops. Now I did mount this guy here. Let's see if I can. I did mount that, and it doesn't quite really do anything. I thought maybe I could mount my switch up to there, but it's hitting down low first. So I want to actually be able to mount it like there. can we do? I almost want to break out the hot glue gun. That spot right there. Oh. Now, definitely just by looking as to where this lines up, to the bed, I'm definitely not going to be able to get all of my 500. So, which, you know, this is a big printer, so what am I going to print? Well, those are the things I haven't figured out yet, but I don't know, guys. I think just for the sake of getting her done, I might just do what Alex did and break out the old hot glue gun. Now, the biggest thing is to unplug this when I'm done, guys. Okay? So, somebody remind me to unplug my hot glue gun, please. Because I have a tendency to leave things plugged in. I made a video a little while ago where I used a soldering iron and I left it on, and let's just say that I had to buy a new pair of sunglasses. What's going on in the chat? Anybody? Got 15 people still here. Man, it almost fits perfect right there. Alright. We got hot glue. Ah! Just like that. We got one end stop. Alright, now this next one's not going to be so easy to get at. So, have a disaster here. This wasn't part of the plan either. Oh, hey, I found more nuts and bolts. Hi. Okay. And stop. All right. Let's see. There's no way you're going to get under here to see what I'm doing, so don't even think about it. This one's not going to be that easy. Oh. Got an idea. All right. I think it might work. All right. Pardon me for the angle once again, but just using a little hot glue. And I'm going to stick this thing on here. Alright, just gotta wait for that to get hard. See if I can show you what I did. Alright, so just basically took some of the other parts that were supposed to be printed for something else, hot glued it right there. And it's getting hit right like that. Bam. Alright. Let me get out from behind here. Ah. Okay. Let me reposition some things now. I'm unplugging the hot glue gun. Hot glue gun is unplugged. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, so let's get my checklist. Mount bed. Check. Mount end stops. Check. Now I got to wire the ramps. I still got to load the Pi, configure my firmware, and flash it. Then of course I got to make sure everything's going in the right direction. And then the only other thing I'll have to do, well, I still have the suction cup deal. Now, Alex, if you're still here, you had mentioned in that private message that if the one stepper motor wasn't capable of running the bed, I could run a second one, and you said in series. And I just want to make sure that you meant parallel, maybe, instead? Because I don't know how I would run two stepper motors in series with each other. Check out this thing before you design a mount. Yeah, I think I will check that out and let you know what I think. But I really like the challenge of designing things. Actually, okay, so explain to me how I run two stepper motors in series with each other. Because I'm an electrician, and I understand what series and parallel is. I'm going to write that down, Apocalypse, so I was taking my suction cups off. So those are some big suction cups. What do you think, huh? Nope. My forehead's too round. Anyways, so once again, my thought was to actually show my wire colors. Got black, red, green and blue. So thing number 181468. Okay, I'm gonna look at that. But let's go back over to this view here real quick, and that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Hey, Dan Murphy, it's going pretty good. I've gotten a couple things accomplished. Just going to go over here real quick. Got this and this out of the way. So my thought is suction cup, suction cup, suction cup, suction cup. Maybe more towards the center. Aha! Yeah, that's where it's going to hit. Right there. Alright. So, let me find some wire. Where did my wire go? Where did it go? Alright, where am I, Alex? What were you going to say? No, you were not going to comment about that. Alright, so, let's see. Yeah, pretty much what's left for me is start to wire to my actual unit here. So, one of the problems that I got, and somebody made a comment a while back, said about extending stepper wires, that it's not a good idea. Tell me what you think about that. If you know anything about stepper motors, this one coming from the motor way over there is going to be a little short. And I would like to extend it. So, what do you think? Is that going to make things funky? My other thoughts was building an actual box for this to sit on. And that way I could just drop all the wiring right down into it. I don't know what you're saying there about the extruder motors. Elaborate there, would you? Okay. Why? So, okay, I see what you're saying about how to do it in parallel now. Now, John, you're saying 5 feet. What about the other ones? For short extensions should be fine. Good night, Shalom. See you soon. Talk to you soon. Have a good night. Shalom. Shalom. I do know how to say it. Alright. 2 out of 3. Okay, so I got the X, Y, and the Z connected. Now I'm going to have to make the extruder 1, extruder 0. Okay, now limit switch number 1. Holy crap. Some cooperation would be nice. It's like I'm at work, you know, nothing wants to cooperate. Okay. So, my limits. Here we go. I know that's going to be signal. Should be X, Y, right, then X, be right there. Alright, now I I need my thermistor. Does not have ends on them. So I have to break out the DuPont again. We need two. Found one. Alright. Again. DuPont. DuPont. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, there's my thermistor. Thermistor. Okay. So next I'm going to need to hook up my... I'm going to have to get some wires for my fans. And then... excuse me. I also need to hook up some wires from here to there, there to here. Who is messaging me while I'm live streaming? Oh, that's Alex. Alright, now I can use a 3 on this one, even though I need a 2, but I've run myself out of 2 port DuPont connectors. So I'll have to place a new order on Amazon. Oh no, I lost my DuPont. I just do it again? Holy crap. Well, its connector keeps falling out. Because I keep tipping it. Like a silly rabbit. Okay. Power bulb. Alright, so these are, this is for my limit switch, which this is the low voltage side, and that is going to go between ground and signal. I don't believe, yeah, this switch is not polarized. Just a switch. It's making a break. Alright, so that side there will go from my sensor board. Then it gets 12 volts. This little control box, if I get it in frame. So 1/2 gets 12 volts right from the power source. The other half goes to my limit switch on my board, and this kind of this isolates the 12 volts so it doesn't go to the board and allows the sensor to work. And I put one of these on my Maker Select, and I'll tell you, I love it. Love, love, love auto bed leveling. I wish I had it on all my printers, and eventually I will. Take me a while to get there, but that's what the evolution of 3D printing is all about. As you learn, you improve, and things become easier. Easier to understand what you have to do when troubles arise, because they will always arise. There's always issues with 3D printing. Some days the issues might exist, some days they won't. Screwdriver. How are we doing in the chat? I haven't looked at it here in a second, but I'm going to hook this up and then sit down for a second. We'll see what y'all got to say. Been hanging out for a little while now. Appreciate you guys. I hope that everybody that is in attendance is a subscriber. If you're not, then please hit that subscribe button. We are almost at the 2,500 mark, and I think that I'm going to try to do a little giveaway at that point. It's not a significant milestone, but I didn't celebrate 2,000, so I figured at 2,500, halfway to my 5,000 mark, I would try to arrange a little giveaway. Do have a possibility on one, and you know that one of my other supporters would probably definitely throw some stuff up. So I haven't made any official inquiries, but I've had some pretty good cooperation from suppliers in the past. Nothing huge yet. There's probably some filament and some stuff like that, but sorry if I'm not in frame what I'm doing here. I don't have this camera set up exactly where it should be to be able to see me. Okay. That part's hooked up. I believe that I will be utilizing my hi-hat to not only power the ramps board, but also to power my sensor, because I need 12 volts, and it just happens to put 12 volts out. Alright. Come on. Okay, this will be my 12 volt supply, and this side is polarized. There is a positive and negative. I probably can't get you to see in there, but there's a positive and a negative. Red being positive, black being negative in the low voltage world. Check your car battery. Whenever you do make any type of electrical connections, my suggestion is give the wire a little pull after you make the connection, and if it comes out, you didn't tighten it enough. Make sure you get it tightened up where the wire doesn't pull out, and you should be good. Alright, so that's my line volt or my 12 volt side. That is my limit switch side. And I only got that guy's already hooked up. That's the sensor. Wire management's going to be fun on this guy. Alright, so I just got to find some wires for my fans. And that's pretty much everything. It goes with the wiring. So, let's see, where are we at? Okay, who's here? Tony, you're, gotta get some sleep. Alright, if you haven't left yet, good night. What that is, I don't have a brand name right off. It is not, OSOYOO. I don't know what that pronounces, but it's not an official Arduino board, and it's not an official Omega either. So, or the Ramps board, I don't know. It was I don't know, $30-some or something like that, less than that. All right, so yes, happy 4th of July, everybody. Like I said, I will be doing a little bit of partying later on with my girlfriend. It is her birthday. So I will be doing a live stream later tonight, or Thursday, because that's date night. But Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be doing live streaming in order to finish this up. So right now I'm at the point where I need to do some flashing. I have brand new memory card. I got to get this out. I've got to put my Octoprint on this, get that all set up, and then I still got to get wires from that to my ramps board, and then get some extension wires for my fans. Get my wires all tied up a little bit as far as these go. Going to the hot end. Get some wire management going, and then I will be able to do some firmware configuration and get this thing printed. So what I'm going to be doing is working on a little bit of that behind the scenes, because otherwise you're just going to be staring at my face and you're not going to be able to see on the screen. And I'm pretty, but not that pretty. Oh, and I'm starting to yawn. And I made a promise to somebody that I wouldn't smoke any cigarettes while I was on my live stream. So it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. I did sneak one in. I don't know if you saw that, but sorry. But I'm going to conclude this stream for the evening. And then when you return back with me on my next stream, we will be applying some software to the Pi and the Arduino and making the final electrical connections, and maybe get some firmware in this thing and getting it printing, at least moving and going in the proper direction. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for as long as you did. I believe that it might not have seemed to you guys like I accomplished a lot, but that right there was a lot for me to work on. As you saw, some of the places to have to get at are a little tight. I feel that if it was a smaller frame, it'd be easier to tip around and manipulate and stuff like that. But please, everybody, I hope that you have a happy and safe festival celebrating Independence Day. Make sure that you like, subscribe, check out all the links. You guys, if you've been doing the shopping, somebody has. It's been helpful. I super appreciate. I've been able to buy some of the parts for this with some of the affiliate money from my Amazon, and like I said, I super appreciate it. Oh my gosh! Buy me a cup of coffee. Support me on Patreon. Let those ads play. And most of all, just keep on coming back, guys. I appreciate your support. I really do. So catch me on my next live stream. I will make sure that there's at least an hour notice so that you guys can make your plans and come and join me again. So I'm going to say peace out for tonight, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Happy printing. Be safe pouring. Thanks for stopping inside the Mind of Matt.